Alright, so back with another video, and we have Cam here. So we just shot his 2010 Hyundai Genesis Coupe. It's a 2-liter turbo, and it's just lowered now. So finally lowered on BC Racing Coilovers. Looks great. Check out that fitment in the rear, and a little fitment on the front. Show you guys. And you say it rides much better now. You really like it?
Oh yeah, it's really tight in the turns. It's really nice, especially with those custom end links as well.
Yeah, so end links and coilovers, that's what we've done basically. So Cam already has the bigger upgraded turbo and stuff, but we'll just go for a quick ride along, and then we'll kind of I'll ask Cam what has been done to the car, and we'll do a couple pulls, get a couple videos of this thing. Looks great. Riding in Cam's 2010 Hyundai Genesis Coupe. Like I said, this is actually my second Genesis Coupe I rode in. The first one I rode in was my buddy Sebastian's Genesis Coupe. It's a 2010 as well, but that's a 3.8 instead of the 2-liter turbo, so it's a different motor. So I'm really curious to see how this one performs, especially since it has an upgraded turbo with all the supporting mods, so that should be pretty awesome.
I smoked a 3.8 the other day.
Oh, so technically with the upgraded, would you say 2-liter turbo versus a 3.8? If you say stock for stock, which do you think is faster?
The 3.8 for sure.
3.8 because more torque.
Yeah, more power, more torque.
Okay, but with the upgraded turbo. So how much are you making right now?
I dynoed at like 330 at the wheels.
330 at the wheels,
Yeah,
and this is
21 psi.
21 pounds, and this is like what, 3,300 pounds, something like that.
Yes, just under 33.
Okay, so that's like in the 370Z category, weight category. Okay, nice. So yeah, we'll see how this thing pulls. But we're not gonna do any pulls right now. What we're gonna do is we're gonna head to the first shoot location. So I'll just pull up the camera when we're there. Just reach the shoot location. Cam's gonna pop the hood, show us the good stuff underneath.
So we got these are the newest additions, the BC coilovers, and here you can adjust the camber with these two, and there's two more here, and then you can adjust the stiffness of
how stiff
the struts. Yeah, soft. There's 32 clicks there. So right now I've got it set to 25 clicks, closer to hard. So when I go to the track, I can crank it all the way to the 32.
Super stiff. Yeah. That's the HKS blow-off valve. So
yes.
You hear the pss pss sounds. HKS is really known for really tuner car kind of sound. So nice HKS blow-off valve. And it's hot.
Yeah, gotta have one of these catch cans on the intake side. And I've got one on the exhaust side as well, of course.
And where's the upgraded turbo hiding? I see it right there.
It's in this blanket.
Where the manifold is.
Yeah,
so
it's an upgraded manifold that's ceramically coated, and the turbo is wrapped in that TD05 16G turbo is wrapped in that blanket there.
How big's the turbo? How many millimeters?
I'd have to look at the specs again, but I believe it's the turbo off the Evo 9. I think.
Okay, wow. So it can handle quite a lot of boost in the turbo.
Yes. Yeah, so I've got that, and then of course the big intercooler, the oil cooler, the boost. I've got a manual boost gauge there, Go Fast Bits boost gauge, and of course the intake and exhaust and the regular bolt-on crap.
So one thing that's pretty cool with Cam's car, with most turbo cars, people always like big front mount intercooler and stuff. Well, it has it, but the thing is, it's stealth mode. If you just look at it like this, you can barely see an intercooler because it's painted black and it's really hiding behind the grille. But if you kind of inspect it a little closer, you can see the intercooler piping on the sides. But just at a quick glance, you can't even tell that the car is turbo. It's just driving along the highway, you're like, ah. So yeah. And on the way here, Cam was telling me that with the stock, I guess, internals that he has right now, you can push about 20 pounds of boost. It's pretty safe.
Yeah.
So makes about 330 horsepower to the wheel. There's about 100 wheel horsepower more from factory. So it's pretty fast, pulls pretty hard. But let me just do a quick walk around of the car. So interesting fact, Cam also had the car for 7 years. So like I said, this is a 2010. He had it since brand new. He owned the car for 7 years, so huge props to Cam for having the car for so long. But the car has gone through a lot, you know, in the 7 years. He changed out the wheels from the stock 18s to aftermarket 20-inch wheels, so 2 sizes bigger. And then let's kind of check out the inside real quick. Let's see. Oh, and then the headlights. Let's talk about the headlights too. You said these are aftermarket headlights.
Yeah, they're aftermarket Spider headlights. They got the halo and the LEDs here that run during your daytime running lights or whatever.
You mind switching it on for us, just to take a look at it?
The halo's not too bright during the day, but the LEDs.
LEDs, yeah, those look nice.
Very solid. And of course, is it on?
No.
Put the key in. So yeah, and of course I've got the upgraded HIDs in the behind those.
You can see the
Actually,
projector.
Are my headlights on? Yeah.
LEDs don't seem to be on. Okay, actually, now they are.
No.
And then the tail lights too. Let me just show you guys. Upgraded tail lights as well.
I'll give it a little hazard.
Yeah, you see, that's pretty cool. LED strip. And then for the exhaust, I really like the kind of like a titanium tip. Engine exhaust. You say it's a turbo back exhaust?
Yeah, turbo back. So in our cars, like from the turbo, it's an O2. They call it the O2 housing pipe because it's got your 2 oxygen sensors that go, and then a downpipe, and then your cat back. You know.
Okay.
And so I changed those piece by piece. So I've got the engine cat back, the DC sports downpipe, and the ISR O2 housing pipe.
Okay, nice. I really like how they look. No cats. And with the Genesis Coupes, they're really known for backfiring, so the crackles and pops, I don't know, I just something about it that us car guys love. So right now let me just kind of take a quick look at the interior. So the interior, what do we have here? So he has the aftermarket wideband. It's a 6-speed manual, correct?
Yep. And then you got your torque app right there. It's got your boost gauge and a couple extra gauges there.
So on the fly you can see how much coolant, your oil temp, throttle, acceleration. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it'll do all sorts of stupid crap too, like do like quarter-mile time and stuff like that. You know.
It's cool.
Yeah, the interior is pretty basic. You know, it was the base model, so I just did like small stuff like this is like little stuff like that. You know, I did the badge, and then that. The shift knob is aftermarket as well as underneath. There's upgraded short shifter, upgraded front bushing and rear bushing for the shifter. And then the clutch is replaced too. You were saying. Yeah, I also have a stage 2 competition clutch on there to handle all that extra torque. So
nice. So yeah, I was gonna ask if it was a short throw shifter, but you answered that question. The throws look pretty short and notchy. So pretty nice. And then one thing that was kind of tripping me out at first was, I don't know if you realize that most Japanese cars for sure, they have all these on the side, and this one is an angle. Do you kind of realize that?
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty interesting too.
And I wonder where you are.
there?
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Just did a couple of pulls just now. As usual, the HKS blow valve sounds great. So pretty much first, second, third gear, we really felt the pull. We hit 18 pounds of boost just now. So how does it? So my brother, I guess he hasn't rode in a bunch of turbo cars yet. But what turbo cars have you rode in so far?
I think it was the Evo.
Evo 10?
Antonio's Evo. And the GTR.
Oh yeah, you did ride in the GTR. Huh? Okay, so in comparison, both of that are front wheel drive. This is a rear wheel drive. I would say Antonio's Evo 10 horsepower wise is pretty similar to this one. He's making around the same amount of power. So if you want to compare that to this, how different does it feel?
I feel like for the Evos, you can feel like off the ground, you can feel the grip of all-wheel drive. It kind of like pulls real front. This one, it kicks in after after I think the first or second gear or something.
Yeah.
And then you can really feel the car pull. Yeah. It's a really fun car. Yeah.
Those turbo noises. Nobody hates a turbo.
Oh god, yeah. Love the blow power.
So we have that Pennybacker 360 bridge in the background. I'll try to see if we can get some shots from here. Just done with the shoot with the Turbo Genesis Coupe, and I'm gonna just wrap it up. So thanks Cam for letting me shoot the car.
Yeah, thanks for the shoot.
And as always, I'll catch you guys in the next video.